If we look at some worldwide stats on what's going on in the world, I want to draw your attention to some top-line figures. Since 1980, obesity has doubled. In 2014, we had 600 million obese people in the world, and the cause in 2010 of 3.4 million deaths. We look locally. In the UAE, we have over 27% of males suffering from obesity. And in the females, it's 33%. Let's drill that down to the youth of today. Between the age of 6 and 10 years old, 20% of our population in the UAE is suffering from obesity. That freaks you out. Let's look at the next age category. 11 to 19-year-olds, 40% of the population suffer from obesity. Just to see how we define that, take a person's weight in kilograms, divided by the square of his height in meters. Over 30 means you're obese. People start calculating that. Am I in that category? Am I another statistic? What's going on? That gets your body mass index. If it's over 30, it's defined as obesity. Obesity is essentially a curable disease. It's related to what we eat. Have a think about that. In 2010, 3.4 million people died because of what they eat. That's quite scary. 3.4 million people chose to eat too much and then die. On the 1st of April 2014, another statistic walked into my life. I didn't want them to become a death statistic. Someone called me on that afternoon. They said, Marcus, got a friend of mine. Please, can you see him? And this big guy came and sat in front of me, full of life. The most bubbly person I'd ever met. I just sat there for about 30 minutes listening to him. I was like, I was just in shock. He said, I now weigh about 170 kilos. He said a couple of months ago I was 197. We went through the whole thing. And we just spoke a little bit, and I said, let me give you a call tomorrow. I went home to my wife. Luckily, she was there, and I told her the story. She's like, what's he been doing? I was like, he's been eating a lot. That's how you get in this situation. She said, what are you going to do with him? I said, well, how about this? To get in that state, you've got to be really committed, dedicated to eating a lot, to inactivity. We're really good as human beings of having addictive personalities. So I said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to challenge myself to flip that addiction around. I'm going to challenge my coaches to work with this guy and change that addiction from an addiction to being this size, eating takeaways, everything we know that goes with it, to an addiction of sport, good nutrition, and getting the most out of their life. I don't really know if my wife believed me, and to be honest with you, at that stage, I don't know if I believed myself. I was like, it's just huge. The guy was 197 kilos. And we went to work. A few months later, this 14-year-old boy came into my life. He didn't speak much English. His name's Mohammed. And he said to me, Marcus, I have a terrible situation. I said, what's wrong? He said, because I'm overweight, they won't let me play sport in school. I was just shocked. I was like, how is that? We're in it's 2014, 2015. Why are we not letting children play sport? Because they're overweight. That's exactly what they need. Because if we teach children to eat well and to move more, we're going to cure a lot of the problems. And we went to work with him. In April of this year, I spent a bit of time in the Sahara Desert. We're running across it 250 kilometers. For those of you that know Marathon des Sables, it's quite a long, famous race. And I went there with one of my friends. And my friend said to me, he said, let's raise some money through our run. I was like, yeah, that's cool. Anyway, he knew of this foundation in Tanzania. And I said, that's a great idea. Fantastic. Let's help these kids. They were going to build an orphanage. I had a problem campaigning for support for that. When I was in the middle of the Sahara, it hit me why. I thought about Mohammed, I thought about Hamad, and I thought about the other kids. And I was like, what about the problem closer to home? When I got back from that trip, that's when we started the Intisaar Foundation. Intisaar, an Arabic word, means victory, with a simple goal to help Emirati youths be active and avoid becoming another statistic. Victory to me means a number of things. Like this, these 4 kids that we have in our program now that chose to lay down for us for Flag Day, all of them smiling, having a good time. Victory is kids like this, where they walk into an environment that they've never been allowed into before. This guy obeyed, he's 12 years old. He was never allowed to go to a gym. And he's in the system that says that activity is not important. We started the Intisaar Foundation kind of through a mistake, in a way. I was like, let's do something. Let's get the Concept 2 rowing machines. And anyone who knows what the Concept 2 rowing machine is probably has a love-hate relationship. And I said, right, I'll row 100 kilometers on a Concept 2 rowing machine. Who wants to join me? So many people wanted to join that we had 8 Concept 2 rowing machines in a line. Each had a team of 4 or 5 people. And we kicked off the Intisaar Foundation. Unfortunately, I was on the rowing machine in the middle and spent 7.5 hours on my own, whilst they all did it as relays, but that's a whole other story. One of the guys that was there that day is a guy that's here with me today. And is the guy that I showed you the picture of at the start. To me, this is victory, and through his story, hopefully we're able to change the lives of a lot of people along with the Intisaar Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, Mohammed.
Thank you, Marcus. Hi, everybody. I am the same big guy in the picture. My name is Mohammed. I am now 30 years old. I spent my whole life overweight because the lifestyle and no exercise, no workout, just focus on studying and fast food, eating not healthy food. And when I was 29 years, in 2000, my story started exactly beginning of 2013, when I have, when my knees collapsed. And I did 2 surgeries in 2013. My weight was in beginning of 2013, 185 or 187. Within a year, I gained another 10 kgs. By end of the year, in beginning of 2014, I reached 197 kg. In this point, I feel myself lost, you know. And from the second surgery, and it was in September, my doctor said to me that if you not reduce minimum 50 kg, then your knees will be collapsed again. For that, I think a lot, I search a lot, and I try myself some diet plan, but I didn't success in that things because without any workout, without a combination between healthy food and real good workout, you cannot lose good numbers. At the same time, I success in to lose some weight in the diet, but it will be returned back. Once I stop the diet, it will be returned back. I focused in the beginning of 2014 on healthy food and exercise, and I lost within the first 6 months with the training, doing CrossFit and eating healthy foods, 50 kgs. Once I lose the 50 kg, I challenge myself to lose another 50 kg. By end of the year, I reached my target, and I lost 100 kg by end of 2014. Beginning of 2015, I put another target for myself. Once I lose this big number, why not to be fit and to be athletic? Because I get more stronger. I didn't do a diet and I lose muscle more than fat. I do a combination between food and workout. I gain more muscle. My body fat percent reach less than 20% from my body, and my muscle over 48 kilograms, and I feel strong. Now I am preparing, by end of the year, I'm preparing for, inshallah, the half Ironman, Dubai Ironman, 17.3. It will be by 29th of January 2016, and I am doing my workout. To make reward back for the community where I stay and where I live and where I grow up, I volunteer with Marcus and the foundation of Intisaar to be an ambassador for the program and to inspire the biggest community people, most people to see what is my experience and what I achieve to inspire them. I start posting the pictures through my Instagram account, just myself, without any support, beginning of my journey, beginning of 2014. And I see many people following me and seeing and motivate me and push me to continue. And this pushing and this support from many people keep me to do more. And right now, I get nice media coverage from many newspapers, locally and internationally, such as Gulf News, The National, and many people, they post on my story. Okay, this is a nice thing, but to make it for the long term, this foundation, I am ambassador of this program, we want to share it for next coming generations. From the small kids. We will not wait them to grow up and having obesity and think to lose them weight. This is what I am thinking and what I want to do it for the community. And I'm happy to support anyone who having this obesity. Many problems, I feel it once I was in that weight, in 197, such as I could not sleep proper. Like if I sleep on one side, whenever I get up to the work, the same side, I cannot all pain in the same side from the load. At the same time, my mother, between time to time, tell me, you are breathing, my breathing is not good. And sometimes it need to get up and take a breath, or change my side where I sleep. Another barrier was regarding why I reached this point. In all the 29 years before, I didn't think to do any workout because I have flat foot, and for that I could not run. Now I can run easy 10 kilometers and I can finish it within an hour, almost 1 hour. And keep going what I am doing, inspiring all people.